Hi, this is Karen from Mojo Global. Welcome to the Mojo Global Radio Show. Today we have as our honored guest Dr. Melinda Fouts. Melinda, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Karen. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have this meeting with you. Can you tell our audience how you might be able to help them?
Oh, I love that question because we all need help. None of us have mastered the self very well. And so, what I've discovered in 25 years is people lack a lot of tools around communication. And that's why they say sometimes, like, oh, I wish I wouldn't do that or say that, or oh, I wish I wouldn't get defensive, or I don't like to confront. And so what I do is give them more tools how to handle all of those feelings. Instead of confronting, I have a tool called curiosity instead of confronting. And that's how I help my clients.
I would imagine, Melinda, that's a very freeing to someone who's being held back possibly by things they don't even realize about themselves. And if we own a business or we're an entrepreneur, we want to think that we're going to be the most successful version of ourselves as possible. I'm wondering if you could give us some examples of how you've been able to help people.
Yes, Karen, I can. Here's a great example. Very successful person, global CIO, the only female at the C-suite level of this organization. And she called me because her colleague said, your entire team is afraid of you because you're harsh. And then she says in this sweet voice, but I don't see myself as harsh. And so this was a blind spot, and we all have them. And everyone who's successful has a blind spot. And so when I work with her over time, I discovered what would trigger her. So I call it the 1-2 punch of blind spots. You get triggered, and then you have a go-to style of responding. So in our work together, I help bring awareness to this trigger. And Karen, you know the global disco ball with all the little mirrors? Well, that's how many different ways that one trigger can get triggered. And so it's hard to learn when you're triggered, but there you have a kinesthetic charge in your body. You'll tighten up. You might ball up your fist. And that lets you know you've been triggered, and you'll lean in. And that's all body language to you to lean back, pause, and not do your go-to style. And so when I said communication, I give different ways to responding, different ways to communicate around that trigger so that you are managing your emotions. You have more self-awareness that you're being triggered, and therefore you can respond in a different way.
And I would imagine, because I have done some of my own study on this, that, as I said earlier, it would be so freeing to know that you can come into a situation and not fear. Like that one example you gave, this lady was unaware of it, but I would imagine a lot of people are aware of it, but they don't know how to stop it.
During our work together, I said, how are your performance reviews as you went through your career? And she always got great performance reviews, but was told, but you're a little harsh on your team. Then what? What does she do with that? Because she didn't see herself as harsh. And no one said, here's a different tool. Here's a different way to go about it. And wrapped up in her go-to response was a belief system. And so we explored, when they say get out of your box, what they're saying is get out of your belief system, which shape your perspectives, which is how you perceive the world and how you make decisions. And so it's a lot of fun. This is a lot of powerful work. It's fun for me and my client. And I just love it. I'm so passionate about it.
I'm so happy to hear that. And I want to tell our listeners that, having dealt with Melinda, she is very approachable. And I would imagine you create a very safe space for anyone you're working with. And for you to be able to be as excited about someone's healing as they are is fantastic.
Thank you, Karen. It is exciting. It is exciting when I hear, I was in that board meeting and I thought, oh, what would Melinda do here?
That's good.
I like the little Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder after you get
I
to know.
like that. So if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what is the best way?
You can call me. I like a conversation. You can email me. You can go to my website. There's different ways to contact me through my website. But if you want to pick up the phone and call me, I would enjoy that. I had an article years ago in Forbes, 7 Ways to Ace Your Interview. And this young man who had passed the bar exam called me. He said, I've been interviewing for 8 months. I get interviews, but I don't get a job offer. But I'm not an executive, and I know you won't help me, but I just had to call. I said, first of all, you don't know I won't help you. And yes, I'll help you. And you're an executive because you know what you know what you don't know. You pick up the phone and ask for help. And I coached him 4 times. He got 2 job offers.
I love that you shared that. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me, Karen.
You're very welcome. And to our audience, we always appreciate you. And we look forward to bringing you the next Mojo Global Radio Show. Bye-bye.